A really overlooked and probably unsexy thing about scaling books is getting down to the numbers. But it is truly in the data that we're able to move our books from making $10 a month to making $1,000 a month. In this video, and by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of why we focus on our advertising cost of sell. My name is Jenny Hansen-Lane. I have scaled over 145 books with ads to the tune of $132,000 in 3 years. I've published 611 books, and my goal is to help you on your passive income journey with self-publishing. In this video, we're talking about advertising cost of sell and how we can get kind of tripped up by not understanding the importance of it. There's actually two different types of advertising cost of sell. We're going to get a little nerdy about it, but I hope that it helps you in this video, okay? So let me pull this up so we are very clear on what we need to do when we are managing our ads. Now, I have 3 different ACOS here, and the reason why is because not all advertising cost of sell is equal, okay? You might be like, why do you keep saying ACOS? The acronym is advertising cost of sell. This is actually the term that Amazon uses when you turn on an ad, okay? Now, if you've run Facebook ads, they use ROAS, return on ad spend, and you can actually turn that up and turn that onto your settings in ads on Amazon. Now, the reason why I don't pay attention to ROAS is, and I'll actually just draw it out for you here, ROAS stands for return on ad spend. Okay, I wonder if I can look at the screen and type it, not down here. Look at the camera. Okay, return on ad spend. The reason why we don't pay attention to this is because it's not quite the same like Facebook ads where money in and money out. Do you guys know why that is? One of the biggest reasons is because when we run ads on Amazon, Amazon is using the retail price of our book, and they're not focused on the royalties of our book, okay? I always find this really fascinating. So our ACOS is not actually our ACOS, right? Like advertising cost of sell is typically the money we put in and then how much royalties we get out. But we can do the math. There's different calculators online. I'll actually put one in the description of this video so you can get more clear on what your ACOS is, because ACOS is not account-based, okay? The interesting thing here is that advertising cost, I'll even look at the screen, the camera, cost of sell, did I do it? Man, okay, it's almost just the same, scratchy chicken scratch. Okay, advertising cost of sell is not account-based, it's book-based, okay? So this is also why I think it's important when you have a winning niche that you lean in and do books that are very similar so you have an idea of what your ACOS is, okay? Now, the lower the ACOS, the more money that you make, okay? And so in the beginning of this video, I showed you 4 different ACOS because when you turn on an automatic ad, you actually get an ACOS for each target. And the targets here are loose match, close match, competition, and substitute. And when people are not profitable when they're running book ads, they're not paying attention to their ACOS. And some of the things that they need to do is looking at their ACOS. So I wanted to film this video because we've gotten a lot of questions about it. But essentially, if I have a book that has an automatic ad running and it's making sales, but some are doing better than others, I have to be willing to cut my cost. I have to cut my loss in this way. And what I mean by that is which target would you pick to keep on? Let's say that we know our break-even cost is like 20%, right? So that means we're losing money when we have these targets on that allow us not to scale, okay? So when you're running a campaign, don't be afraid to turn off targets that are expensive. And you might be asking, like, how do I know when this actually happens? I would say you run your ads, and my best practice is after 10 cells in one target, okay? I will literally just pause all other targets, Okay. Now I've got 120 campaigns. I think about 70, maybe 60, maybe 50 of them are actually live right now. And I probably need to get a dummy account to walk you through this, because the really interesting thing is that you have your ACOS, right? So like your let's say your book royalty is $483. That means you have to spend less than $483 to have a profit, right? And so the calculator will give you that ACOS amount. The other thing to think about is when typically my return on ad spend inside of Amazon ads, for every dollar that I spend, I make $5. But guess what, guys? This is sales. This is sales. This is ROAS. It's not royalty. So that's why you have to kind of know your numbers to be able to keep your ads on, because also Amazon doesn't pay you for 60 days and you're going to have ad spend that you have to pay for up front. A lot of people do credit cards to get the points for that, but there is a little bit of juggling that you have to figure out there. The other part of this that people really overlook, which I really want to highlight, is that and I think I've mentioned this before, but a lot of times you have a good book when your ad sales increase organic sales. This is powerful. And let's just kind of talk about if you're in a place where you're only making money when your ads are on. There's a couple of troubleshooting things that we need to talk about. The first thing we need to talk about is Amazon will keep track of sales on a 7-day attribution window. And that means, like, I have books that they are in the wish list. Like, people put them in their wish list and they put them in their add to cart. And I only know that because I see it in the categories. And so sometimes when you have an ad on and Amazon shows your book to a customer, they don't buy it immediately. And so that's what the 7-day attribution is for. Like, maybe they put it in their cart, maybe they come back. And so when you're evaluating your ads, look at it on a 7-day period and then actually wait 4 more days and go to your KDP reports, because when you get a sale on Amazon on ads, you don't see it for a couple business days, especially if it's hardcover. And so typically give yourself some space, even like look 14 days back and look at what your organic is. And organic, I would say it's your total, but also look at ad numbers, okay? Because if you're getting like 5 sales with ads, but then your entire account brought in 12 sales total, the chances that that came from organic because you had on ads is very high. So what's happening for me right now, because I've had some campaigns on for 3 years, which like blows my mind as someone that like has learned ads on different platforms. For every book that I sell for ads, I am selling 3 that I'm not paying ads for, which is wild, right? So if I sell about 100 books on Amazon ads, I'll do about 300 of that book organically for that month. So it's wild. It's a great opportunity to be able to tap into those 90 million monthly buyers. I have a free training coming up and I want to invite you to. I'm going to put a link below. It's the 3 things that I did that helped me scale to 6 figures. We're going to talk about some basic ones. Obviously, ads play in that equation to really change my life. It changed our life. It changed our family's life. Let me know what questions you have. I think I recently asked in a video, like if I had a magic wand and I could bippity boppity boo, like if I could do anything to help you, what would that be? I want you to put your pain points in the comments. That always helps me understand where you're stuck and how I can help you more. Remember that if you don't quit, you can't lose, and I'll see you in the next video.